What's the story, Morning Glory? What's the word, hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of 90 Day Fiance Season 9, Episode 7. It's Samira the Bikini, the Eve and Mohamed edition. So, Eve and Mohamed are getting ready to go out to have dinner with her friends. As they're walking out the door, Mohamed notices that the back of Eve's dress is practically see through, and you can see her G string underneath her dress. And him being a Muslim man from a very conservative country, he was like, that's not gonna fly. You're gonna have to change, cover up, do something, because you cannot go out looking like that. And I think that for any man, whether they were Muslim or not, American or not, they would have an issue with, their woman walking around with her G-string showing clear through her dress. I don't think it had anything to do with him being Muslim. I don't think it had anything to do with him being an Egyptian or being a foreigner. It was just tacky as hell and ugly. And why do you want to look like that, Eve? So Eve had put on a longer jacket to cover up her bottom. So they get to the restaurant, they sit down, all of her friends are there, well, not all of her friends, but three of her friends are there, and two of them have their boobs all the way out. And so the whole thing is to test Muhammad, grill Muhammad, question him, borderline embarrass the guy because they want him to understand that he is in the United States of America, the good old US of A, and all of his Egyptian Islamic beliefs are out the door, and it's going to be the American way or no way. Basically, they're letting him know that you need to let Eve live her life, do her thing. If she wants to walk around half naked, booty out, boobs out, buns out, suns out, whatever the hell they call it, suns out, buns out, let her do it. This is the land of the free, and you need to let your woman do whatever the hell she wants to do. So Muhammad, I kind of was proud of him that he stood his ground because he knew what the what's up was. He knew that these women are just going to try to test me and probably in the process try to embarrass me. So I'm just going to answer their questions and keep my cool, and I'm not going to waver from my own beliefs. And so I was really, for as young as he is and being as much of a mama's boy that he really acted like a man at this dinner and stood his ground. So they started asking him all kinds of inappropriate questions. They asked him if he was a virgin when he met Eve, and he said yes. They were like, okay, so you've never done anything at all with anybody before you met Eve? And he said no, he has never kissed a girl, never slept with a girl, none of that before he met Eve. And I'm thinking, okay, why wait? He's from a Muslim country. Like, it's not like that over there, like the way you think it is. So like, why would y'all think that there was any possibility? Because I don't think Muhammad had been with any foreign women before Eve. I think Eve was the first non-African or non-Egyptian woman that he came across. So what other Muslim girl around his age would be like, willing to sleep with him? You know what I mean? Like, why was that so hard for them to believe that he hadn't had any type of sexual experience with anyone before Eve, when the only other females there are Muslim females who are very modest and live a certain. I was like, why do y'all think that that's crazy that he was a virgin when he met Eve? So they were like, okay, so if you were a virgin when you met Eve, then how did you know what to do when y'all had sex? How did you? And I was like, Eve, you are seriously going to let your old bitty geriatric friends do this to your fiance? This is how you want to start off his introduction to your friends, because you do want this man to stay and you do want to marry this man, and so y'all are going to be hanging out with your friends quite a bit, and this is the tone that you want to set, because these questions were not just inappropriate for a person who was of Muslim beliefs or Islamic beliefs. This was inappropriate for any friend to ask of their friend's fiance. If I met my friend's fiance, I'm not asking him these questions, and I'm not Muslim, and they're not Muslim. This is just inappropriate questions to be asked. Now that you've opened up this door, Eve, about your friends asking all of these very, very sexually explicit questions, don't you dare get mad if they continue with this line of questioning way down the line when you have established your relationship or your marriage with Mohammed, and they still want to know what's going on in the bedroom and how does he do it, and and they want to get all the info on what he's like in bed, and the next thing you know, they done stole your man. They done snatched him up from you. Don't get upset because you're opening up that door of inappropriateness, because there's some lines that friends should not cross with one another. You can't ask your friend's man, "Oh, okay, so were you a virgin when you met her, and how did you know what to do in bed?" It was one thing to be like, okay, so you never had any experience with a female before you met Eve. Okay, fine. I don't even know what does that matter? Eve is happy. Eve is so happy with his performance that she has, is willing to bring this man to America. She's willing to let this man babysit her kid. She's willing to move this man into her home and marry him. So she must be very satisfied with him. So why would you question him? Like, well, how did you know what to do if you're a virgin? Were you watching adult movies? Is that it don't matter how he learned. He figured it out, and it made Eve very, very happy. Probably a lot happier than y'all have ever been in y'all's, pathetic lives. So they start talking about how the whole thing about controlling and allowing Eve to dress the way she wants to dress, and Muhammad was like, no, that's just not acceptable. I'm not going to be comfortable, or I'm not going to allow her to just be all out there. And the women were like, so okay, so does this bother you? Does this bother you? Is this bothering you? And he's like, no, that's not bothering me, because I don't care about y'all and how y'all dress and what y'all want exposed out there. I care about her. I was like, good answer, Mom. I mean, it was just pathetic. Your friends are showing up to this dinner, Eve, with their boobs halfway out, and you're okay with this because, they're testing him to see, if he's going to blow up and go crazy, so that they can then counterattack with, look, buddy, you're in America and we can do what we want. You're okay with this. You're okay with your friends exposing their bodies to him on purpose to see how he's going to react, asking him very inappropriate questions. This is perfectly fine to you, Eve. Mohammed says in his confessional that they have their boobs out, but they don't want to be judged, because they talked about how, well, in America, just because a woman dresses a certain way, it doesn't mean that she's like this or like that, or that she's a slut. You can't judge a woman by how she dresses. And so Mohammed says in his confessional that they have their boobs out, but they don't want to be judged. But the whole entire time they were judging him. They were absolutely judging him. They were judging him. They were judging his culture. They were judging his religion, his beliefs. They were judging all of that. And it's like, okay, Eve, if you don't like to be controlled, and you don't want a man to tell you how to dress, and you don't want a man to tell you that you can't be in the same bathroom as your plumber, and you don't want a man to tell you this and to tell you, girl, get you an American man. You went to a very conservative country. I don't know what the hell. They met online. Yeah, that's it. They met online. You go to a very conservative country, and you meet this man, and you see how he's living, and you see what is going on over there in Egypt. And you still are like, okay, yeah, I'm going to bring him back to America, and we're going to get married and live happily ever after. But then when you're realizing that he's not going to change his beliefs, and he's not going to budge at all in what he thinks his woman should look like and what his woman should wear, you get upset about that. If you don't like that, see, this is the thing when I talk about how you have these American women, especially these older American women, go to these foreign countries, or they meet these foreign guys online, or however they meet them, and they see somebody young and hot and tight and toned and muscled and chiseled with a nice looking face and a nice body to match, and they're like, oh my God, I have to have him. But you forget what all of that entails. This guy's a Muslim. He's not going to be okay with you running around in a bikini, with you running around with your G-string showing under your dress in public. This is not going to be acceptable to him, and that's fine. You just need to sit down with him and tell him, look, I don't want to live like that. I want to be out there, my body exposed. I want to have my boobs out. I want to have my butt out. I want to walk around in my bikini. I want to be half naked all the time. This is how I want to live. Okay. And I have the right to do that because my country allows that. And then just let him know this isn't going to work out, sweetheart. It's not going to work out. You're going to have to go back to Egypt. I'm sorry that I wasted your time, and I'm going to move on with something else and someone else because I can't be covered up all the time from head to toe, especially living in, where are they? Where are they at? I don't even know where they're at. Especially in this hot climate, I can't do it. I think it's Arizona. I can't do it. I can't do it. And then send him back to Egypt. And then you stay here and you get you an American man who's okay, with all your stuff hanging out. So on the drive back home, Mohamed talks about how he felt very disrespected by her friends. And he had every right to say that because they did disrespect him. They argue about the whole bikini thing. She tells him, well, when you DM'd me, you commented or whatever picture you saw of me that you liked, I was wearing a bikini. And so now you have issues with me wearing a bikini. And he says to her, my issue with you is that you told me that you would never wear a bikini again. And then I see you posting pictures on your family vacation and you're in a bikini after you told me that you wouldn't wear a bikini. So my issue with you is that you went back on your word. She's like, what's the big deal about a bikini? What are you talking about? What's the big deal about a bikini? Do you understand your fiance is a Muslim man? Do you not get this? Like, how do you expect someone who grew up a certain way, certain beliefs have been ingrained in him, and expect him to be okay with his wife being half naked? Like, how do you expect him to accept that? And like I said, and Mohamed, look, if you can't go by how the situation is here in America, where this country allows that, Mohamed, you need to also reconsider because you can't change her either. She is almost 50 years old, half a century old, and she's lived her whole life like this. And you cannot expect her to all of a sudden want to be covered up from head to toe. Now, Eve said that she had thrown away a whole bunch of stuff that she felt like Mohamed would deem inappropriate. She stopped eating pork and she stopped drinking wine only during very, very special, limited occasions. So she's done a lot for him. And so I don't know, other than her wearing a bikini and having her thong show through her dress, I don't know what other ways he has like really, really restricted her. Because I felt like, okay, the bikini part, if I was her, if I had her body, I wouldn't mind wearing a one piece. It's not going to kill me to not wear a bikini. If I really, really love this man, I want to be with him, it won't kill me to not wear a bikini. And I understand her whole, it's my right, my body, my choice to wear whatever the hell I want to wear. That's fine. But then you need to get with an American man or a European man or someone who has more westernized ideas, whose ideas are more aligned with yours. Just do that. Please do that. There's no need at your age, Eve, to be having these arguments about a bikini. He doesn't like it. He doesn't want it. Most likely he's not going to change. You're not going to be able to have your cake and eat it too. You're not going to be able to have this good looking young Egyptian man in your life and then still walk around in a bikini. You can't have both. You're going to have to choose. Like Mohamed said, you're going to have to choose. It's going to be me or the bikini. And are you really going to choose the bikini over me? So they're arguing about this whole damn bikini thing. And, Eve said that she's not submissive and she doesn't want to be controlled. But then again, I also feel like Mohamed has blurred the lines on what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. Because number one, they've already had relations when they're not supposed to, because you're not supposed to sleep with your partner until you are married. They're already living together and they're not married yet. And they're not supposed to do that either. I don't know how strict it is, but I thought that they had to be legally married in order to be able to have relations and live together. But I don't know if Mohamed had said just because they were engaged that was okay. I don't know. But if you have to be married in order to have relations, then Mohamed, you're breaking your own rules. But then you expect her to follow those same rules that you have broken yourself. If it's true that you have to be legally married before you can sleep with your significant other, and you have to be legally married before you can share a home with your significant other, because if that's the case, Mohamed, then you've broken it as well. And you can't accept her. You can't be mad at her for wanting to, fudge the law a little bit, for wanting to break this law or that law of Islam. But then you yourself, you're doing it too. You know, maybe she doesn't take these rules seriously because she sees that you don't take them seriously. So, yeah, y'all need to figure that out. But I really don't see Muhammad changing and accepting this. I really don't, because I think it's sort of beyond his religion. I think just him being a man, he doesn't want to see his 48-year-old wife walking around, with everything showing. He feels some certain kind of way about that. And I think it's a little bit beyond just the whole religion factor of it. So, yeah, I just don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. They're both wrong and they're both right. Someone's going to have to give. Someone's going to have to be able to accept the skin being exposed or be willing to cover up. I don't know. I really don't. That is my review. Thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far, I really do appreciate it. On your way out, don't forget to rate this video. If you like this content, subscribe. If you don't like this content, don't worry about it. But thank you for stopping by anyway. And I will definitely talk to you later. Bye.